A major report on the Ford government's handling of the environment was released here at Queen's Park today by the Auditor General's office. And one of the big takeaways, I think, was the fact that the government has thrown out its own targets on protecting wetlands.
Although the Natural Resources Ministry set targets in 2017 to halt and reverse the net loss of wetlands in southern Ontario, it hasn't tracked progress, and the targets are no longer in effect.
Quite the contrary on wetlands. Through our conservation program, we've seen expansion of wetlands, and we're continuing to do that.
Talks about wetlands being removed?
What I'm saying is we've launched the wetlands program that has expanded wetlands across Ontario.
He didn't address the removal of the wetland protection targets. Now, the Auditor General report also found that the amount of land lost to deforestation each year is almost 4 times greater than the new forests added in Ontario. That increasing algae blooms in Lake Erie and rising microplastics in Lake Ontario are a growing concern, and that the warming climate is leading to an increase in weather-related disasters.
When you look at the environment in Ontario on a whole, what worries you the most? What concerns you?
Well, I want to, when I get up every morning, it's just leave behind a better future and a cleaner environment for our next generation.
Specifically, though, what concerns you?
By every metric, we want to do it. What concerns me is how do we remain a competitive climate in which we take meaningful action on the environment and attract jobs, and Premier Ford's doing just that.
I can't take a minister seriously if when he talks about that, the only thing he's going to talk about is bringing jobs. The reality is, the Premier has carved up the Greenbelt after he promised multiple times that he wouldn't.
Indeed, the Ford government's handling of the environment has been in the spotlight for months, ever since it announced in November that it was opening up parts of the protected Greenbelt that surrounds the GTA for housing development. The Environment Minister today was asked if he's okay with that decision.
As Environment Minister, I'm proud of our government's track record when it comes to protected areas. I'd love it if you looked at the 400,000 acres we've protected, more than the last 4 years of the Liberal government combined. And we're in a housing crisis. We're building EVs for tomorrow, not just cutting checks for millionaires to drive
housing
EVs.
on the Greenbelt at the same time.
And we're expanding the Greenbelt.
What they've done is they've gotten rid of some of the best farmland in North America, 4,800 acres in the Dufferin Rouge Agricultural Reserve. They've put a few thousand acres of already protected river valleys that wouldn't have been developed anyway. That is not adding to the Greenbelt.
The report, though, wasn't all doom and gloom. The Auditor General did find that the province's environment, particularly air quality, has been improving quite a bit over the past few decades, despite all the concerns.